promise that we shall take part in this competition in the true spirit of sportsmanship and the honor of our teams.
Memory is so abstract, it's hard to say what is exactly my first memory, but one is sitting on my mom's lap, learning the Mongolian alphabet, and her trying to make the shapes into images. And I remember thinking that letters were like magic and that my mom was magic. It's one of the earliest memories I have. People are reaching a point where they're getting emotionally more apathetic because there's just so much information. It causes this information overload that your brain starts to decide that everything that's new you don't really need to memorize because it's on the internet, or you don't really need to remember this awesome trip you had because you have pictures of it.
We're gonna put your password when we're out of here.
I learned about memory techniques while I was first semester of business school.
528-848.
Because I wanted to finish the 4-year degree in like 2 years or 1.5 if possible.
If I do it from that angle, it's Kai Johnson, 763-528-8481.
No way!
And the secret digits is 183-806.
Yep.
And then yours is 496-639-500.
That's awesome. I've never had
God.
wow.
That is amazing.
English. 3.14159265358979323384633832795028841971. They contacted the Swedish Memory Sports Council and said, do you have some competitors who haven't yet done Sweden's Got Talent? And then I did the audition. I had 20 kids from the audience, and I memorized their names in 90 seconds.
Marcus Ophelia, Moa Josefin, Anna Gianna.
And it went pretty well. The Swedish version of Simon Cowell was like, "You're amazing," and he pressed the golden buzzer, and then there was confetti everywhere. I was told I had made it to the semifinals. Being able to remember names and faces is really good for professional settings because you shake hands with so many people, and people remember people who remember them. I think everybody wants to be smarter. Fundamentally, everyone wants a better memory. I mean, just think of all the passwords we have to memorize nowadays.
Så, och då skriver jag 7 och med en sån. Alltså, så länge jag ser vad som är en 1 och vad som är en 7. Och det var lite samma sak.
So I was reading books on how to make it more efficient, and just by happenstance, I just kind of saw this book called Moonwalking with Einstein. Hi, my name is Yenja. Today I want to talk about the book that introduced me to the world of memory, Moonwalking with Einstein by Joshua Foer. Because I have no patience, I always open the last chapter first, where it's revealed that he won, and then I was like, well, he's just some American dude. I can do it too. The whole thing about memory is everything looks the same when you don't know anything about it. So the numbers, they just look like a wall of numbers when you don't know anything about memory techniques.
1, 7, 3, 9, 7, 4, 2, 2, 3, 1, 7, 8, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 6, 9. 8, 6, 4, 6, 5, 9, 3, 4, 5, 1.
I was born in Mongolia, in Ulaanbaatar, the capital. And then I was raised there until I was 4 or 5. And then I moved to Sweden. My mom and my dad are very emotional people who both have great memories, which is great for learning languages, not great for maintaining relationships. Because we have all the world's information in the palm of our hands nowadays, I think it's hard for people to justify spending time memorizing, and so everybody's memorizing less and less. Нэтэр нэг memory memory хуудсууд гэдгийг тэрээр бэлтгэл хийдэг. Тэгээ чадахгүй бол өөрөөр хуудсаас тэр бэлдээ.
Ер нь одоо юм чэйжилж мэжлэх хэрэгтэй юу?
Тэгээ юм чэйжлээл тэмцээнд бол тэгэл тоо одоо 30 минутанд 1000 тоогоос 1000 тооны дараалал. Тэгээ яг эхлэхэд ингээл амар хэцүү санагдана. Тэгээд яг явандаа ингээл айгу natural болонготой айгу. A memory journey is a place for you to sort abstract concepts into more concrete places, like places you already know.
The Appledore Vaults are my mind palace. You know about mind palaces, don't you, Sherlock? How to store information so you never forget it. Am I picturing it? I just sit here, I close my eyes, and down I go to my vaults. I can go anywhere inside my vault. My memories.
So what exactly is a mind or a memory palace? And how do you use it? So even Sherlock is afraid. Well, at its simplest level, it's about attaching memorable images to names, numbers, or information you need to remember, and then storing those images in some place like a palace, or any building, really, you can imagine walking through when you want to retrieve it. Now, let's say you're visiting London, and you need to remember the first 3 stops on the Victoria Underground. You simply add an image to each of them. So Brixton becomes a ton of bricks, and Stockwell, shelves stocked full with food. And Vauxhall could be Vox, an opera singer, singing an opera in a concert hall. Now, if you're cramming for exams or you're a memory contestant, you create a more complex system where you assign every number, for example, a letter, which then translates into a word you can remember. And you can create words from 2 numbers or 3 or even 4. Let's say you want to remember the year 1240. Now, 1 is a T, 2 an N, 4 an R, and 0 an X. TNRX. Turnrex. The year 1240 suddenly becomes a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Or, if you're Charles Augustus Magnuson, your complex memory system stores thousands of details on people's lives, allowing you to blackmail them. You see?
When you describe it, it sounds so difficult, and it's so much easier done than said. But when you have like a strong association or feeling about every single set of 3 digits, it all becomes alive. 1 is a T, 1 is also an E, and 2 is an N. So 112 would be 10. That could be the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, because it's just easier to remember one memorable character rather than a group of numbers.
I've memorized the first 200 pages of this dictionary.
Yes.
So if you just give me a number between 1 to 200.
67.
67. Now give me a number between 1 to 11.
9.
9. I think it's box. B-O-X box. Let's take a look at page 67. 68. 67. 9. Yeah, box.
Die Reaktion von meiner Familie und meinem eigenen Umfeld war eigentlich sehr positiv. Ich habe da eigentlich nie das Gefühl vermittelt bekommen, dass das irgendwie abwegig ist oder seltsam.
Dass ich zu so vielen Gedächtnissportturnieren fahre oder mich überhaupt mit dem Gedächtnissport so intensiv beschäftige.
Ich bin im Jahr 2005 das erste Mal mit dem Sport in Kontakt gekommen. Es gab eine Übungssoftware. Level 1 merkt ihr 5 Wörter. Da ich schon als Kind mit Videospielen aufgewachsen bin und einem so dieses Level-System irgendwie auch sehr vertraut war, fand ich es faszinierend.
Could all competitors please take their seats? Your arms on the ready.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 7, 8, 6, 0, 9, 8, 4, 7, 9, 3, 8, 7, 0, 9, 3, 1, 5, 0, 5, 2, 4, 8, 3, 0, 4, 0.
Also ich bin persönlich kein Fan davon, dass ich jetzt vollkommen ausgefallene Bilder nehme. Eigentlich eher Dinge, die sich schön harmonisch einfügen und mir selber auch gefallen. 86 wäre bei mir eben halt dann das Wort Wappen.
6, 8, 4, 7, 4, 1, 0, 7, 3, 4, 7, 6, 9, 3, 0, 1, 5.
Diese Orte funktionieren für mich wie eine kleine Stage, wie so eine kleine Bühne, wo sie drauf sich eine kleine Geschichte abspielt.
Okay, pick up your record sheets.
Und wenn ich mich wieder erinnern will an das Ganze, dann fällt einem auf eine fast magische Weise auch das Bild wieder ein.
This is all the results. The numbers that will be generated will actually demonstrate that the capacity of the human brain is much greater than any of the memory psychologists thought even 15 years ago. And the World Memory Championships are showing that the potential of human beings is marvelous, is magnificent.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In silver position, Simone Reinhardt. And in gold medal position, just before these speed cards, Johannes Malo.
Simon is very good in speed cards, so yeah, see what happens. I cannot say what happens.
10 seconds. You're on the ready. Go.
Quite fascinating to see the battle of the titans between the first two, and then the strategy in the play. You know, one was trying to do a really fast time, and the other was trying to do a safe time just to win. But they kind of balanced each other out, so it's too close to call.
Johannes has got it! He's our new world champion!
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Meine erste Erinnerung geht, glaube ich, zurück, als ich ins Krankenhaus musste und mir die Mandeln rausgenommen worden sind. Ich weiß halt noch genau, wie ich dann ins Krankenhaus kam und wie ich dann da liege und dann irgendwie neben mir noch jemanden liegen sehe und dann irgendwann die Lichter ausgehen. So, ich klicke das am Anfang immer einmal durch, so die ganze Präsentation und gucke, ob alles da ist. Also das Modell der 3 Gedächtnisse beinhaltet das Kurzzeitgedächtnis, dann gibt es das Arbeitsgedächtnis und das Langzeitgedächtnis. Den Gedächtnissport habe ich entdeckt, als ich eine Fernsehsendung geschaut habe. Da hatte ein Gedächtnistrainer Verona Feldbusch beigebracht, wie sie sich eine 20-stellige Zahl merkt. Dann habe ich gedacht, okay, wenn die das kann, die 20 Zahlen da sich zu merken, dann kann ich das doch auch irgendwie. Ich war gerade im 3. Semester, ich habe in Magdeburg Informationstechnologie studiert. Ich habe mir überlegt, womit kann ich da ein bisschen Geld verdienen nebenbei als Student so. Also habe ich geguckt, was ich mit dem Gedächtnissport irgendwie machen kann. Schauen sich die Bilder ganz entspannt an, lehnen Sie sich zurück und genießen Sie ein bisschen die Dia-Show. Das ist so die Vorbereitung, die ich dann meistens mache. Also rede quasi mit der Wand und das funktioniert ganz gut.
So how did this memory palace technique get started? The story told is that the Greek poet Simonides was invited to recite at a big celebration in a temple. After his performance, he went outside to meet some messengers. Suddenly, the temple collapsed, crushing everyone inside. Simonides was called upon to help identify the bodies, so he walked through the temple in his mind, revisualizing exactly where everyone had been sitting. The memory palace technique was born. Soon it was being used to memorize speeches, poems, and philosophical arguments by Greek and Roman writers like Aristotle and Cicero.
Und dann machen wir heute den Spickzettel im Kopf. Und bevor wir damit richtig anfangen, möchte ich euch bitten, nehmt mal alle eure rechte Faust so nach oben. Eure rechte Faust, genau. Jetzt nehmt ihr die linke Faust noch so dazu. Und jetzt bringt ihr beide Fäuste mal so vor euch zusammen und schaut mal von oben drauf. Das ist ungefähr die Größe eures Gehirns. Und die alten Griechen, das hatte ich ja erzählt, die haben sich ihre ganzen Vorträge, die konnten 2 Stunden lang frei reden. Die hatten natürlich auch keinen Zettel und einen Stift, wollten ihre Steintafeln da nicht mitschleppen. Ja, früher war es halt schon so, dass man sich, wenn man sich an etwas erinnern wollte, das sich selber irgendwie merken musste, sozusagen. Heutzutage ist es ja nun überhaupt nicht mehr so. Wenn man eine Information braucht, dann nimmt man sein Pocket Brain, sein Handy raus. Wir machen mal eine kleine Geschichte zwischen dieser Couch und der Axt. Meine Geschichte mal so als Beispiel wäre, ich wäre ganz wütend auf meine Couch, vielleicht ist da ein Fleck drauf oder so. Deswegen nehme ich die Axt und zerhacke diese Couch. Ja, ich mache die richtig schön klein. Das kann man sich merken. Ich denke mal, das habt ihr nachher alle im Kopf. Und bei dem Zahlenformensystem geht es darum, dass man sich für jede Zahl von 0 bis 9 ein Bild überlegt, was so ein bisschen so ähnlich aussieht wie die Zahl. Ja, das könnt ihr hier gut sehen. Also die 0, jo, die sieht so ein bisschen aus wie ein Ei. Die 0 ist ein Ei. Dann die 1 könnte eine Kerze sein. Die 2, das sieht man hier so mit dem Hals, das ist der Schwan. Dann die 3 ist der Dreizack. Hier oben sind so 3 Zacken drin, 3 Zack. Tschüss. Ich fühle mich gut, es fühlt sich gerade so an, ja, ich habe denen wieder irgendwas mitgegeben. Das war richtig cool und ja, da wird sicherlich der ein oder andere was davon mitnehmen. Ja, fühlt sich gut an.
My first memory, I was 3 years old. I remember seeing the older kids learning how to read, but we weren't going to read in our class. But I went home that day and told my mom that I wanted to read or learn how to read. And she came and talked to the teacher. And by the end of that year, I was still 3, I was learning how to read. It was a book called The Village with Three Corners. So growing up, I played a lot of basketball. Being tall, I was often kind of shoved into that sport, but I wasn't that good. I was a skinny, lanky guy, so I'd always get pushed around and yelled at by my coach because I was a big guy, but I didn't play like one. Eventually, I found CrossFit. It's competitive, it's hardcore, it's made me stronger than I've ever been, and I do it nearly every single day. I'd always been interested in things with the mind, things that were kind of beyond what people think your brain is capable of. That's always kind of been there. And when I studied physics and mathematics, that's what I got my degree in. A lot of our teachers, our professors, could do some really impressive on-the-fly calculations. And I always admired that and thought to myself, that's a really cool skill to have. But memory never really became a huge interest of mine until my grandmother started getting worse and worse with Alzheimer's. And she lived abroad in France, and so we'd get to see her maybe every 6 months to a year. So near the end, the differences between when I had seen her last were huge and super shocking to me. And when she finally passed, that was kind of like this, I can't believe that a disease that kind of affects your memory eventually took her. Her body forgot how to function. That's what really said, okay, I'm gonna try and figure out what this memory world is really about and start using it and training myself to eventually not end up like her. I started doing research, and one of the first things I heard about was the memory championship, the US Memory Championship. And that seemed like a perfect target for me to aim for. You know, there were specific disciplines with records, and it was a measurable goal. I'm gonna improve my memory, and I'm gonna have to win that competition and break records. Cool, let me do that.
So what I always like to say to all of you as we begin our day here this morning, that you're doing something extraordinary and something that's becoming more and more important and timely in our world today as brain health continues to become one of the hottest topics in the world.
What's important about the journey is that it's something you know, that it has associations to emotions.
It's
a bunch of emotional cues kind of jumbled together. Funny stuff, crazy images.
You have 10 minutes for recall. You may begin.
With 125 is Alex Mullen, right here in the front row. And breaking his own USA mark, Nelson Dellis with 201. Congratulations to all 8 finalists in this year's memory competition. Introduce themselves to mental athletes, and they get 3 misses if they're out of the party. Based on what they've done this morning, this is going to get to be a real interesting event.
Hi, my name is Heather Ann Parcells.
My birthday is May 2nd, 1987.
I live in Brooklyn, New York, 11211. I have a great cat by the name of Vina.
The phone number you can reach me at is 450-3589. My favorite car is a 1995 Toyota Supra Turbo Apple Red. And my 3 favorite foods are leg of lamb, mac and cheese,
And chocolate croissants.
Mental athletes can get a chance to go back into their study hall for a few minutes. Nelson, tell us his phone number.
880-7917.
Excellent. And his pet?
It's a dog, a Doberman, black and brown, named Killer.
Okay, Nelson, it's over to you for her residence.
New York, New York, 10024.
And her phone number?
596-3509.
Favorite car?
1995 Toyota Supra twin turbo in red apple.
You got it. Good work, Nelson. It's over to foods.
Spicy salmon roll. Trader Joe's mini peanut butter cups, like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Good.
And
Time's up.
And our retaining champion, Nelson Dellis. So Nelson now becomes the second person to win the U.S. Memory Championship 4 times. So congratulations.
You want to take a picture with them? Of course, yeah.
Memory is to be human, I think. It's who we are. On a more personal level, you know, this is how we also develop relationships. This is what makes life meaningful, is memory. And that's why it makes me really sad when I think about my grandmother and her losing those memories, is because she lost the essence of what made her who she was.
Ich denke, dass das Erinnern an sich einem die Basis dafür gibt, überhaupt einen Weg in die Zukunft zu haben. Ich denke mir, dass es eine sehr enge Verbindung gibt zwischen Erinnern und Gedächtnis und Identität auf der anderen Seite. So ist die Identität einer Person auch sehr eng damit verbunden, welche Erfahrungen sie selbst geformt haben in ihrem Leben. So wie die Kultur letztlich ja auch die Summe aller wertvollen und guten Erinnerungen einer Gesellschaft ist über die Jahrtausende. Kultur ist letztlich im Kern Erinnerung.
There's like the collective memory that we tell each other, and that can really shape how you view yourself and how others view you. You can feel super attractive next to someone who remembers you as a very attractive person, and then you talk to someone who knew you when you were a geek.
People struggle with my nickname Yenja so much. When people introduce themselves, it's like, hello, I'm Anna. Hi, Anna. My name is Thomas. They don't sound like that, but they do. And then we have me. I'm Yenja. So the next time I meet them, I'm like, hi, Anna. And they're like, oh, hey. And that's when I realize they don't know my name. Every single time I'm like, Yenja. The second time I meet them, I'm like, Yenja. And then the third time I'm like, I can be geisha, ganja. It's basically the same thing for my mouth. Ninja is much easier. You know what? Just go with that. Call me whatever you want. It's Yenja. Mispronounce it.
I moved to Austin in 2016. Nice food, nice weather, nice people, and an opportunity for me to get better at speaking English, so.
Are you okay, Ariel? All right. Hey, everybody. Show me how you guys can sit in the nice and cool.
The capital of Mongolia, where I'm from, is called Ulaanbaatar. We're all gonna draw a bat that goes Ola, and then it says R as well.
Oh my god. It doesn't look like anything because it's not.
Oh, nice. Nice with the little bow. Bat R. And a little poop in the corner. The capital of Mongolia is called
Ulaanbaatar.
Memory is focus, and memory is connecting the dots. I don't think that's a bat. I think that's a worm that's gonna get eaten by a bat. A memory palace is an augmented memory, and a picture is also an augmented memory because when you see that picture, like the rush or like a flood of memories come back to you, and it's like, oh, right, and that's when we were in Greece, and that's when you stubbed your toe and you were so mad because you didn't want to take the picture, and
The memory palace technique didn't remain ancient history. It was passed on to early Christian monks, who used it to remember religious texts and also for meditation. And by the Middle Ages, all the major religious orders were teaching it. The Dominicans set up complex memory systems involving biblical and mystic science, as well as the zodiac.
Manchmal kombiniere ich einen realen Weg mit einem Fantasieweg und dann endet der reale Weg zum Beispiel im Garten von dem Haus von meiner Mutter und da schließt sich dann eine kleine Fantasiegeschichte an, die als Weg funktioniert. So, da kommt so ein UFO angeflogen und dieses UFO ist ein Wegpunkt. Also der Weg ist mein Werkzeug und jetzt kommen Informationen, die ich mir merken soll. Zum Beispiel, dass Pik Ass ein bisschen aussieht wie eine Tanne und der Pik König, der König in der Natur ist vielleicht der Löwe.
I only created sexual images, and then it was just like too much like of the same thing, and then I switched it out and made everything about food, and then it was too much, and then I realized like, why am I doing this? I can just have like food and sex and hugs, and I don't do violence though. that didn't work well for me.
Cartoons, there's Mickey Mouse, some porn stars in there, basketball players, hockey players. Not that many porn stars.
I still think the most important thing is because you're spending so much time thinking about fun stuff and not just memories that were like kind of happened to you, you also feel a weird sense of agency and independence.
Ich war schon immer neugierig, wie sich Emotionen, positive und negative und auch Stress auf die Gedächtnisleistung auswirken.
In general, memory is stored all over the brain, but there are certain hubs, very specific regions that are the key players in memory. If something really arouses our emotion, if you're stressed, if something is maybe dangerous, that is like a sign of nature that that might be an important memory and that therefore that memory has to be remembered at a later point. In the championship, for example, that you encode with a lot of emotions is that information that sticks better. During retrieval, so when you have to come up with a memory, in that situation you are stressed. Then that makes it more difficult to really remember that information. But during encoding, typically stress or negative emotions should make sure that the information is coded more strongly and deeply.
Okay, can you have a sit on here? Yep. And then there's one more thing. This kind of gets really loud once it's running, so you need to hear airline. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's looking good. I need your head to come on top here.
The reason the memory palace technique works is because it takes advantage of how the brain works best. The brain has evolved to store memories of visual images and spatial locations.
This computer is now synced with the monitor, which is in the scanner. So at the back of the scanner is basically a display. And we gave Simon a task. So we asked him that he tries to memorize these words. And of course, while he does so, the activity in his brain changes. That allows us to measure where in the brain oxygen-enriched blood is going to, and so we can actually make assumptions where in the brain we have activity. For the memory athletes, but they get very close to perfect recall in this kind of task. Someone who trains their memory for just 6 weeks might achieve something like 60 out of 72 words, and someone who didn't train their memory, they're more like a 20.
So what we see here is the brain of a memory athlete. And this tiny part here on the right side of the brain, of the hippocampus, is enlarged in memory athletes compared to control subjects. That structure is involved in stimulus-response learning. So if you go from location to location in your route, and you see a given scene or a given location, and then you come up with the information you place there. Okay, that is a structure where very important interaction between that and the hippocampus. We know from previous studies that in particular this part that is important for navigation can become larger through training. For example, in taxi drivers, if they learn for years and years how to navigate, then that part of the hippocampus actually gets bigger. What we learned studying memory athletes is that their brains aren't different structurally than the rest of us. Instead, what we see is that they have a changed connectivity pattern in their brain. Some brain regions are more strongly connected, others are more weakly connected. And what is fascinating is that we found if you teach complete novices the memory palace technique, they not only perform better on memory tests, but they also change the connectivity patterns in their brains in the same way as we see with memory athletes.
I've been climbing ever since 2008. I've always loved traveling to the mountains, and one year I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a course and learn how to mountaineer. And ever since then, I've just wanted to climb higher and higher and more dangerous peaks. I've been up Kilimanjaro, Mont Blanc, Denali, a bunch of peaks in Peru as well, Ecuador.
We're in a cozy little tent here. My awesome Sherpa, Tenzing.
Tenzing is our friend.
My friend wanted to film me memorize a deck of cards, so I did it, and we had a good time. I was explaining to the Sherpa how I did it and what were some of the images in my memory palace, my journey.
Okay, so for every card, I give it a picture. Imagine King of Hearts is you. Okay, so whenever you see the King of Hearts, it's Tenzing.
Okay.
You picture Tenzing climbing a mountain. Queen of Hearts is your mother because of the hearts, queen. Okay, so when you see Queen of Hearts, you think of your mom. Maybe she cooks really good dal bhat. Yeah. So you picture her doing that. I make a story. It's Tenzing. Maybe he's having dinner with his mother, and then Taki comes in, the barging through the door with Nelson on his back.
The Sherpas love to play cards for money, so I wonder if he used that for his benefit when he got back down.
I practice every day. The first time took me 30 minutes. Then I get faster, and now I did a minute, you know. You see?
I brought a lot of brain testing equipment with me, given to me by this research group at Washington University, like the Stroop test, you know, where you have to match yellow, green, and you have to say what the actual color is, not what the word says. Problem-solving skills, also memory things. I was doing that at all the elevations as well. At the time, I had never broken 40 seconds on a deck of cards, and on that trip, I got into the 30 seconds. So I was actually getting faster as I went higher, which seems incredibly counterintuitive. You think less oxygen, worse performance for the brain. But for some reason, these techniques are strong as hell and are really sticky. I think memory is one of the things that we have to understand better on a scientific level, but also in a real-life, applicable way. This is part of the messaging that I try to spread after my grandmother passed.
Now I climb mountains to raise money for Alzheimer's.
FSAD ist eine Muskeldystrophie, die eben die körpernahe Muskulatur, Skelettmuskulatur betrifft. Und das heißt, dass die Muskeln immer schwächer werden und abbauen, einfach umgewandelt werden in Bindegewebe und irgendwann nicht mehr zu gebrauchen sind. Der erste Schritt hin zur Diagnose war ungefähr mit 14 im Sportunterricht, als wir dann nach dem Winter wieder rausgingen, um dort eine Runde um den Platz zu laufen, dass ich so angefangen habe beim Rennen, beim Schnellrennen wegzusacken mit einem Bein. Ich glaube, 7 Mal war ich im Krankenhaus über einen Zeitraum von 2 Jahren.
So, Schulterblatt. Jawohl, helfen bleibt.
Und dann nach einer Weile kam dann irgendwann der Befund aus dem DNA, aus dem Genlabor.
Ein bisschen.
Und dann war ich irgendwie so alleine gelassen mit der Krankheit. Ja, kann man ganz gut mit leben. Die Lebenserwartung ist eigentlich nicht eingeschränkt, weil die inneren Organe nicht betroffen sind.
Danke, ciao.
Im Laufe des Studiums wurde das Laufen halt wirklich immer schlechter. Treppensteigen wurde schlechter. Die Stürze haben zugenommen.
Und da war ja auch wirklich die Hölle los.
Ja, gut, das
Ja, und dann war halt einfach so, ja gut, dann bleibst du halt jetzt zu Hause und machst halt gar nichts mehr. Okay, passt. Ja, oder du nimmst dir halt einen Rollstuhl. Und die Leute gucken dich jetzt anders an, aber die gucken auch nicht mehr, der läuft ja komisch, sondern ist halt ein Rollstuhlfahrer. Okay. Ja. Ich kann mich auf jeden Fall erinnern, wie es war, zu laufen, weil so lange ist es eben einfach auch noch nicht her. Ich habe mich einfach immer gerne gemessen, zum Beispiel beim Tischtennisspielen, auch da Turniere mitgespielt und so weiter, und ich wollte einfach immer gewinnen. Der Gedächtnissport war cool, weil ich da gemerkt habe, ich kann wieder einen Wettkampf mitmachen. Ich fahre dahin, kann da mithalten, mit jedem anderen auch.
When I look up to someone who's not got the greatest cards dealt to him, that's the guy. And I love that he just wants to do everything for himself. I love going through those memory palaces, those journeys, just because it's like reliving it. And they're almost like a little VR bubble, and I can just jump into it, and there's my childhood home. And same with these climbs. I've been up the same mountain many times, and sometimes you go back hoping for that same experience, but it's never the same. But with these memory palaces, I've kind of preserved those within the journey, which is, it's really special to me.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I started teaching memory techniques, bringing them to big companies and teaching individuals.
Try to think of something you do that doesn't involve memory, and I guarantee you can't. It's everywhere. I'm always getting emails every day for a different thing. Post office worker who needs to help remember zip codes, or salesmen who need to remember facts and figures. If you're saying that memory would not improve your life, you're kidding yourself.
What's up, everyone? My name is Nelson Dellis, and in today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to memorize language vocabulary, names and faces.
All right, so one of the things I wanted to ask you was, for the everyday person, for practical application, what have you found for you has been the most useful in terms of memory techniques or tips?
The main question that I get is just how to use memory techniques for school, for studying. So, I mean, I think I'll just kind of list the first two things that come to the top of my mind. So the first one is obviously just to try to, when you're having trouble remembering something, try to turn it into a picture. I think a really easy way to do that is to practice with people's names. Karen becomes a carrot, or Tom becomes like a Tommy gun, or, it's just something like that.
Subscribe, like, share, all the things. I'll see you very shortly. Thanks, guys. Peace.
That's it.
Es ist falsch, zum Beispiel jetzt sein natürliches Gedächtnis irgendwie in die Tonne treten zu wollen und sich jetzt alle Sachen, die man am Tag wissen will, nur noch auf Orte abzulegen. Das wäre Irrsinn. Was man einfach tun muss, ist, dass man selber genau seine eigenen Stärken und Schwächen kennt. Vorträge, Meetings, Punkte, die ich jetzt ansprechen will, ohne immer meinem Zettel festzukleben.
School could be easier, life could be easier, human interaction could be easier, so many things could be easier with the help of memory. And I do enjoy competing just for the sake of competing, I'm not gonna lie. I actually like being in the zone. I actually like performing well or getting a personal best.
Ich denke, ich bin definitiv eine competitive person. Ich denke, im Deutschen, wenn man da sowas sagt wie irgendwie ehrgeizig, klingt das immer schwer, weil das klingt dann so wie verbissen. Ich bin aber eigentlich gar nicht so verbissen in der Hinsicht, sondern mir macht der Wettkampf einfach wahnsinnig viel Spaß.
I hate losing. I hate it when people are better than me. I'm happy for people. I love seeing people succeed, but I hate it when they do something that I can't.
In jeder Meisterschaft geht es um Rekorde und Titel. Und man will irgendwie zusehen, dass man einfach in dem Augenblick gewinnt und mehr hat als der andere, weil man einfach der Beste sein will. Ja, das war der größte Scheck, den ich gewinnen konnte bei so einer Meisterschaft. Normalerweise oft gibt es einfach auch gar nichts. 2012 bei der WM Da gab's nichts.
If I haven't been competing for a while, I start competing about the dumbest things, like who did the most dishes, who picked up the most laundry.
When you realize that you've forgotten something, even though you're fairly confident you had it, that it's like in the deep gut of your stomach, and that's just the worst feeling in the world.
Nervosität, Stress und so weiter, das führt dazu, dass ich dann Sachen auch vergesse.
I don't care about being pretty or smart or kind, like I just really want to win. The first World Memory Championships, and this is, I think it's so like a metaphor, like an analogy for the rest of the world, is the first World Memory Championships was 7 dudes who were bored having tea in a tea salon in London who said, oh, let's have a memory competition. And they just like made up the rules on the spot. And then whoever won out of those 7 dudes was the world memory champion, according to them.
Why has memory remained such a male sport?
It's an interesting thing because it's, like you said, the world is 50-50 roughly, women and men, and it's not 50-50 at these competitions.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just like, every time I talk about the female aspect of this, I just get into like super Swedish feminist mode, and it's not very fun for anyone involved, including me. Like one girl, for example, she was crying because some of the memory athletes said they wanted to make a Miss Memory, meaning like a memory competition, but on the side we have who's the prettiest, but just for the women. And she was crying because she was like, I know I'm not gonna make the top 10. And I said, this doesn't matter. We're supposed to be competing about memory, not beauty. This is the one area where it just matters if we're good or not if we're pretty.
Es ist für mich natürlich schwer, jetzt für die weiblichen Teilnehmer da zu sprechen, aber ich kann halt nur sagen, dass ich denke, dass der Gedächtnissport an sich doch eine sehr kollegiale Atmosphäre hat insgesamt.
It's frustrating, all of these stupid notions of what men versus women are capable of get brought up all the time, but I think it's worth it if more women start competing and more women try to push themselves a little more than society asks of them.
Gidierën na si mund po business. Uuna si
Өвөө нэг удмын юм аа. Бэгт маусны өдрөд Монголын юу oral history гэж явуулдаг. Тэгээ аман түүх ёо. Аман түүх айгу юу байсан. Одон минутад ингээд түүхсэн байсан учраас тийм.
So those drawings are calligraphy art. He's drawn the word and then drawn the image of the word around it. So if you see over there, there's a dog and a rooster. I'm the year of the rooster. So it's written, the old Mongolian script says rooster, and then he's also drawn an entire piece. So old Mongolian was way more, I would say way more image-based. And now, because of the whole socialist regime, we've stayed with the more vocal or sound-based Cyrillic alphabet. I know that this is harder, but I think it's more worthwhile to keep tradition. So, yeah. I think that those foundational moments of learning the Mongolian alphabet or learning English in Mongolia and stuff with kind of subconscious memory techniques, I think that helped.
ой санамж бүх юмны суур болж өгдөг. Ой санамжийг бид нэр хөгжүүлэх тусам үүнтэй параллелаар одоо бидний сэтгүүч гэсэн маш хурцтай ингэж хөгжиж явдаг. Латерал сэтгэлгээ гэж нь юмыг олон талаас нь харан бүтээл сэтгэлгээ өгч нь.
Half of them are newcomers, new competitors. They are participating at Asian Members Championship their first international competitions. Yeah. Also, most of them are from different provinces of Mongolia, and they are now Mongolian memory team.
The Mongolian memory team has a strong sense of community. They all compete together, they all train together, they all are really close friends. And the guy who runs the Mongolian Memory Sports Council is like a total celebrity there. Like, I think he might be a mayor of some county or something right now. He makes a lot of money, he can put that money back into his students. Yeah, Mongolian people going on the news talking about how well they did in memory, that helps his school, and then people join his school, and then the best of the best start competing.
Тэгээд Янжагийн талаар бас хэвлэлээр сонсч эхэлсэн. Одоо ер нь бол одоо ялангуяа 2014 оны ой тогтоолтын дэлхийн аврагт бас энэ Янжаа маань бас оролцож байна. Анх одоо яг нөгөө монголчуудтайгаа бас ингээд өрсөлдөхнээ гээд манай Монголын баг маань бас өрсөлдсөөр гад 26-аас 2-т орсон, Швед 1-т орсон. Тэгэхээр Шведийн баг маань бас төрүүлэхэд бид нэг 100-200 гаруй оноогоор ялагдсан. Нэгтэйгээр бид нэр бахархсан. Үнэхээр
more glamorous on TV and in films to be a global citizen, but then when you actually are, you just see the differences in how people live, and it can either be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you feel. Mongolia is probably the most beautiful place on earth with the most beautiful people in it, and I feel very loved when I'm there. And I feel very understood, even though people can tell that I have like the mannerisms of a Westerner, and that I think from like a very Western perspective on things, and my jokes are very American. Sweden is probably the best country in the world. Free healthcare, free school, even getting paid to go to school and all those other things. You can talk to someone without being worried they're hitting on you. US. I love Amazon Prime. It's like the best thing ever. It's like, I see a book, I want the book, I get it within 2 days. Yeah. Probably stay in Sweden if Amazon Prime existed in Sweden.
So at the World Memory Championships, there are 10 disciplines, and it's, let's see if I can get them, 5-minute numbers, speed cards, 1-hour numbers, 1-hour cards.
Namen und Gesichter.
Random words.
And binary digits.
Abstract images, which we've kind of changed recently to just random pictures.
Historic dates, which is the one I always forget.
And I'm missing one.
Gesprochene Zahlen?
Oh yeah, spoken numbers.
Ich versuche halt jeden Marathon noch mindestens 2-mal irgendwie zu machen, also die langen Disziplinen. Mich gerade auch auf die gesprochenen Zahlen zu konzentrieren, weil die sind halt auch vorletzte Disziplin. Und wenn man da was Gutes hat, dann hat man immer noch die Chance, egal von wo man kommt, noch was einzuholen. Und da geht es ja immer darum, alles richtig zu haben. Man darf ja keinen einzigen Fehler haben.
амар гоё юм бол. Одоо амьдралдаа анх удаа юм гоё өмсч. Зүүндээ дээл өмсөх, дээлээс бараг хамаагүй гоё. I mean, obviously, I have high hopes, but it goes the way it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, we're gonna make us look small.
All around, my goal is top 10. I mean, there's, I think, 8 of the top 10 people in the world here. So if I can squeeze in somewhere there, I'll be very happy.
Stop memorizations. Arbiter, please collect the paper, please.
Did you have any very memorable combinations in this discipline?
Oh yeah, I had Obi-Wan Kenobi playing the bass guitar with his balls. That was a good one.
The world record for Name and Faces was 200 before, right? And Yanja got 212.
So I have it.
Yes, congratulations.
Hey, give me a hug. Okay.
You beat like Katie.
Yes.
For 12 points.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Yay. I don't know, it's weird. Like sometimes you're just in the zone and sometimes you're not. But this time I think I was, so. Oh, feels good.
And the overall score, the top 3 was Ensure from Mongolia on the 3rd place with 25.77, and Monsieur with 26.22, and Alex Muller with 26.74.
It was fine. I mean, I could have been worse, so I don't feel too bad about it. Yeah, hopefully it's just kind of builds from here.
And the number 4, we have Yanja with a 22.17. Simon and Johannes, they're at 7 and 8. But like, I think Simon will coming back because he has pretty good result in the history for the speed number, I think. And also like Johannes did really good at dates.
Ja, ich denke so ein bisschen, vielleicht ein bisschen weniger, als ich erhofft hatte sozusagen, aber insgesamt bin ich, glaube ich, ganz gut dabei. Also ich bin ganz zufrieden.
Nelson, let me see. He's currently on the 19th with 1,208 points.
So what are you doing tomorrow?
I'm gonna do some Christmas shopping.
Okay. All right, well, I gotta get ready. We're starting soon.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
I love you.
For me, it's been not the best of my competitions, but I'm not surprised by my performance. I mean, I didn't prepare as much as I should have, so I think considering that, I'm probably doing okay. You know, I always have expectations, and in some events and some parts, I usually meet them or exceed them, but overall, I always kind of walk away disappointed. The World Championships, that is. And this time I'm feeling that a lot, just because I know I could have trained harder, and I know I could have done a lot better. I want to do better, but I always have to wrestle with what it's worth, right, in terms of my career and real life. Because when I started, it was just pure passion, right? And I had other things going on. This was just something I did because I loved it and did nothing else. So I would just do it, show up to a competition, I would win, and then that was great. But then now it's like, as you get older, I've quit everything to do a full-time career in memory. 4-time champion in anything sounds like you know what the hell you're talking about. So I'm sure that supports me going out and being like, hey, would you like to hire me and have you speak to your employees? Because I'm a 4-time US memory champion, memory expert. Winning the World Championships wouldn't necessarily kind of amplify my business. And so it makes it tough to decide, do I spend time actually working on my business or training, which is something I love, but the rewards don't necessarily feed each other. But the last day, I like the last day. The last day is kind of a little more lighthearted and more of the disciplines that I enjoy.
Mal gucken, was noch so möglich ist heute am zweiten Tag oder am letzten Tag und schauen, vielleicht sind die Top 5 noch möglich. Ja, Simon liegt schon recht deutlich vorne. Da müsste schon bei den Spoke Numbers nochmal richtig was passieren. Also eigentlich ist er schon zu weit weg.
When we reach the last 3 seconds, there will be no ready, go, no. It will be like, they will press at the, when the last 3 seconds, they will press, so you will hear the A, B, C. And then you have to start memorizing the number, okay?
A, B, C, 6, 6, 0, 2, 4, 5, 8, 0, 1, 9, 0, 4, 4, 1, 6, 2, 0, 9, 3, 9, 9, 2. 5, 8, 0, 9, 8, 3, 8.
Okay, Welland got the top 10.
So right now, based on the top 10, we have Alex Mullen with 8,851 points. Next one, we have Musu with 7,970 points. Ansu, number 3, with 7,310 points. Followed by Yenja, we have 7,276 points. Followed by Johannes Mello, 6,813 points. Simon Reinhardt with the 6,605 points.
Okay, so we have our 1 minute mental preparation time starts now. Ready, go.
To reconstruct the default deck in the right order.
New speed cut world record by Alex Mullen.
if you asked me 2 years ago what I thought my limit was, I would have said, something not too far from where I was then, and now I'm, almost twice as fast as I was at that point. So, the limit kind of keeps getting pushed past what, you think is possible at the time. So I try to just not think about the limits anymore and just sort of keep trying to improve.
For the second runner-up
goes to Yenja Winaso from Mongolia with total 7,425. The first runner-up goes to Mongshul Narmanda from Mongolia. The winner of World Memory Championship, Alex Mullen from USA.
This one, it's just glass. I'm thinking I'll drill a hole in it and use it as a flask, but I don't know yet.
Ich meine, das hat sich ja für uns gar nicht abgezeichnet. Also sie hat es natürlich selber schon gewusst, weil sie selber ja übt.
Also es war absolut überraschend, hätte ich nie mit gerechnet. Kann man nur gratulieren, tolle Leistung. Und vielleicht ist es für uns auch eine Motivation, dass man sich halt schnell noch verbessern kann, wenn man was tut.
I don't know how I feel about being better than the Germans and Nelson. It's just like, cool. Although I am very happy that they respect me as a competitor, not just as a human being now, so that means something.
1, 2, 3, say cheese!
I gotta head to the airport.
Oh, you're going already? Okay.
I want people to think about health as something that is both your body and your mind. I don't think that crosses people's thoughts these days, and I want to change that.
By keeping both physically and mentally active, we can help preserve our brains and our memory.
Für den Gesunden ist es so, Rollstuhl bedeutet totale Einschränkung. Für mich war es ja umgedreht der Fall. Ja, ich bin im Grunde jetzt heutzutage ziemlich dankbar für das, was ich habe, und auch die Krankheit gehört irgendwie dazu.
Das ist eigentlich wahnsinnig faszinierend, wie das Gehirn an sich es schafft, unsere Eindrücke und unser Leben und die Bilder und die Gefühle, die wir haben, umgesetzt in elektrische Stöße oder Reize nicht nur festzuhalten, sondern uns auch wiedergeben zu können. Das ist für mich eins der großen Wunder der Welt eigentlich.
Okay, so like on a neuroscience level, it's probably just like imprints in your head, in your brain area. Philosophical level, memories make us. I mean, it's everything, isn't it?
Best memory trick. We were at a dinner table of 10 of our friends. It was someone's birthday, and the check came, and one of my friends was like to the waiter, "This guy can memorize all the credit card numbers And if you can do that, you should give us the bill for free. And so there I was. It was 10 times 16 digit credit card numbers, so 160 digits. He gave me 5 minutes. It was a joke. And of course I got it. We didn't get the meal for free. He was like, yeah, I can take off one of your meals. But anyways, we ended up doing that same process at multiple restaurants. That was like the thing we did that summer.